Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the More Freedom series. Today we have traveled to the Talladega Superspeedway for the Talladega 100. This is going to be the final race of the More Freedom series, Season 5, and it has come down to two drivers here today in the More Freedom series. On the top of the points, we've got the 13 of King of the Aces, and oddly enough, he leads second place in points, the 96 of Nicko, by 13 points. So maybe that is a good sign here for King of the Aces. You know, the number 13, and he leads by 13. He's got to do everything right here today at Talladega to pull out this championship. Nick also has to do everything right here today. He has to get to the front of the field. He's got to lead. He's got to finish ahead of King of the Aces by at least 5 positions, maybe less. So it is going to be a battle here at Talladega between these two drivers here today. And let's go through your top 10 in points real fast. Again, by 13 points, your leader is the 13 of King of the Aces. Second's the 96 of Nicko. Third will be the 25 of JTM. Fourth will be the 88 of NM. Fifth will be the 49 of Jetman. Sixth will be the 00 of Mudbone. Seventh will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Eighth will be the Pink Panther, the 95 of Zed Brunna. Ninth will be the 999 of Deviant. And rounding out top 10 will be the 23 of Fuller Than You. Team, let's take also a look at those team and chassis standings, because the gap has narrowed at the top of the field there as well. Aces to Zed Motorsports leads the field. Second, back by 8 points, is MBR. Third will be Amish Buggy Racing. Fourth will be Douche Motorsports. And rounding out the top 5 would be the Drop Bear Racing Team. Chassis standings are Dodge, Chevy, and Toyota. So we've got fights all over the field, all over the track here today. Not just for the points championship, for the drivers' points. We've got a battle brewing for the team championship between Aces to Zed Motorsports and MBR there as well. 8 points separates the top two there in the team. 13 points between, ironically enough, MBR and Aces to Zed over in the drivers' points, with King of the Aces leading that. We're also going to have a potential battle for the podium between the 88 of NM and his brother and co-owner of MBR, the 25 of JTM, who JTM just won the IROC Series Championship here on Monday. So it is going to be an amazing race here today at Talladega. I am super pumped up, and I think it's about time. So let's go racing. Well, as I get these cars fired up, let's go through your starting top 10 today for this Talladega 100. Also, I want to mention, this is in memorial of the 29 of WishboneAttack, who passed away 3 years ago. And you know how if you've seen these races in the past, you know how it's a very emotional when it is in memorial of my brother, the 29 of WishboneAttack. And from MBR and Amish Buggy Racing, we miss him and my sister very much, who they both passed away 3 years ago. So this is a memorial of both of them. But let's go through your starting top 10 today for the Talladega 100. Starting on the pole is the 42 of Mel Say What, and on her outside, the 14 of Liz Has Nothing. Starting third will be the 77 of Zip, and on his outside, the 11 of TC Roberts. Starting fifth will be the 00 of Mudbone, and on his outside, the 51 of AJM. Starting seventh will be the 203 of Signs, and on his outside, the 96 of Nicko. Starting ninth will be the 13 of King of the Aces, and rounding out the top 10 will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts. So Coda might have some help back there in the ninth position with his wife starting on the outside right there of him, but we have a couple ladies of the field, a couple rookies as well, running up here at the top of in the front row to start this race. We got the 42 of Mel Say What, second pole of the year for Mel, and she is looking to finish off the year strong, maybe get a win here today at Talladega. We'll see what she can do, as the 14 of Liz Has Nothing going to be starting on the outside right there for Scorer Racing. Team Raining Tacos down there on the inside in the 42 of Mel Say What. Again, here at Talladega, the start-finish line is after the tri-oval, which, as you saw here on Monday in the IROC Series race, is a huge deal because you could get a run down to the inside and win this race. The green flag is out, and we are underway here for the Talladega 100. The 42 of Mel Say What already pushing out to a lead right now with a 3-car breakaway with herself, the 77 and the 00. Amish Buggy Racing, the 77 and the 00 down to the inside already. So the powerhouse of super speedway racing, Amish Buggy Racing, and more along the lines, the 00 of Mudbone already down to the inside as we've already got timing and scoring running. So you're seeing that already on the screen. Down to the bottom of the track goes the 00 of Mudbone. He is trying to lead lap number 1 here at Talladega. He is going to do so. So Mudbone's going to get lap number 1 led here at Talladega. It is a battle right now between the 33 of Harvey Jones, the 00 of Mudbone, the 25 of JTM, and the 96 of Nicko. JTM, who won his first career championship in the More Freedom Stock Car Racing this week, here at Talladega for the IROC Series, is trying to win the race here today. He is, I believe, trying to win race number 13, but I think one of the big stories right now is this is the top 3 in points. The 25 of JTM, the 96 of Nicko, and the 13 of King of the Aces. So JTM comes down, slams the door. Actually, Coda gets pushed to the middle here. JTM still running at the front of this field. He's going to lead another lap as we see the 420 of Queen of Hearts apparently had gone into the pits, and she is going to go a lap down here. Not sure what happened to the 420, but she has gone a lap down early after having to pit. So Queen down 1 lap right now. We'll see what happens as the race goes on, as the 8 of Moon Bunny now up to the 2nd position. And checking in, Moon Bunny started today's race in 14th, but that 00 Mudbone again. Amish Buggy Racing in their plate package looking really good here today so far as Mudbone works down to the inside of the 8 of Moon Bunny, but here comes a 72 of Duchess. Duchess working down to the inside. Moon Bunny's going to lead that lap with the help of the 25 of JTM. We've got a 2-car pack breakaway right now going on, as I am not sure what has happened to the 420 of Queen of Hearts. She's working down the backstretch, so she may have her car may just be running bad here today, as the 13 of King of the Aces is trying to get to the front of this field, lead a lap, as the 96 of Nicko works down to the bottom of the track right there behind the 13, as race winner earlier this week, the 3 of Geek Girl Games, now up into the top 5. So Nick down to the bottom of the track. He is trying to work underneath the 13 of King of the Aces right here. He's trying to get King to the high line, push him to the back, as Duchess still leading the way here, as again, this is a 2-pack ordeal right now, as we see the 2nd pack running just, let's see, they are about 1 second back. And actually, they're 3 seconds back right now over the lead pack, so not sure what happened to push that pack that far back. Just some rhyming there. But the 96 of Nicko into the 2nd position. Again, he's got to finish. Well, if the race ended right now, I think the 96 would win the championship if he crossed the line right here and won it. He would win the championship over the 13. So we're talking mere positions, as Duchess still's your leader. The 00 Mudbone trying to work to make it 3 wide right now, as the 96 pushes out to the bottom of the track with the help of the 00 and the 25. We see Coda working down to the bottom of the track underneath with the 33 of Harvey Jones. Nick working to the high side. Mudbone to the bottom. JTM making it 3 wide now for the lead of this race. Nick works the middle line, is relegated to the high line here as JTM now down to the bottom of the track with the help of the 33 and the 13. Here comes the 88 of NM. So NM is trying to put himself in a position to get on the podium here today. At the end of the season, he is currently, let's say, 65 points back from the 25 of JTM. So I mean, it would be a huge deal if it ended right now. But NM is trying to make his way to the podium here today, as we see the 96 and the 00 battling down the backstretch. 33 of Harvey Jones out to the front as we see the 49 of Jetman is into the pits. So we might be having pit stops happening in just a couple laps here. So off of turn number 4 they go, as we still have jockeying for the top position as the 88 of NM out to the lead right now. So that Costa Dodge for MBR pushed out to the lead. NM is going to lead that lap. He's going to get those 5 bonus points. He is doing everything he can. He's doing all the right things right now to put himself into the podium, as we see the 96 of Nicko now into the second position right there behind his teammates and car owner, the 88 of NM. So we're going to see if Nick jumps down to the bottom of the track here. We're going to see if we have pit stops happening. So Jetman did pit. Not sure if that what the deal was, if that was a scheduled pit stop or if he. I'm waiting. I'm like waited with bated breath to see if they are coming into the pits or not, as Moon Bunny works to the bottom of the track right now underneath the 96 of Nicko. 88 of NM still out to the lead. Battle for the second position between the 96 and the 8. Double file racing right now, as the 13 of King of the Aces is going to help that 8 of Moon Bunny into the second position. Mudbone down to the bottom of the track, slams the door on the 33 of Harvey Jones. So this is not just a battle for the race win. This is a battle for the championship right now, as the 13 of King of the Aces 3 wide with the 96 and the 00. Nick running way high here. Coda pushed way, way high. I'm not sure if NM is coming in. Moon Bunny's in. So Moon Bunny into the pits. The 88 staying out for another lap with the 13 of King of the Aces. So NM has now led 3 laps here today. They've got to have a good lap here, all these drivers do, and then they have to have a good lap out of the pits, have to have a good stop. We're going to follow along because King of the Aces has not yet led a lap here today, as he jumps down to the inside of the 88 of NM. So battle on the track for the lead of this race between the 88 of NM and the 13 of King of the Aces. Coda, it looks like NM is coming into the pits. Everybody is in. NM looks like he's getting ready to jump into the pits as well. So this might be a huge deal, as Coda might lead this race in just a second. Again, not at the tri-oval. This is going to be the exit into turn 1. So we're going to see if King of the Aces can get a fantastic stop in here. Stopping right in front of him is the 96 of Nicko. So right side tire is going, it might be a fuel only stop for the 96 of Nicko. It is, folks. This is a fuel only stop for the 96. I'm not sure if he's got damage or what's happening, folks. Oh, this is going to be a tough break for the 96 of Nicko. He takes no tires. The 88 leads out of the pits here, I do believe. This is going to be a wild and crazy, yeah, so the 88 of NM is going to lead out of the pits. Second's going to be that 13 of King of the Aces. Not taking any, just taking fuel only was the 96 of Nicko. So we're going to see how that affects him as the race goes on. But I believe second position is going to belong to the 13 of King of the Aces right now. Coda's got the hammer down. Out leading in the no man's land right now is the 88 of NM. Moon Bunny's trying to work to the high side right here. Coda's going to come up and very, very close between the 8 and the 13. Moon Bunny works to the outside here as we see a bunch of dust on the track. Not sure what that deal was, but that 49 of Jetman does not sound very healthy right now. Maybe he might be fine as the 8 and the 13 battle for the second position right now. We'll jump and we'll check in on the 96 who leads this second, like the third-ish pack going on here. So a very interesting strategy by MBR with the 96 of Nicko, as we will need at least, I think we're a 3-stop race here today. So we're going to see what they do with this 96. As the 33 of Harvey Jones works underneath the 13 of King of the Aces. So I don't know, folks. I don't know here. We'll find out as they've now caught up to the 88 of NM, who has led 6 laps here today. The most laps led so far, and we are not to halfway yet. So I was just checking. We have 38 laps of hopefully green flag action here today. As they draft on the track these groups of cars, as we see. And honestly, this is a crazy deal because this is basically all of G3 Motorsports. We got the 356, the 3, and the 8. Excuse me, up here in the front pack. Second pack is now 4.7 back. We'll jump back there. Leading that front pack, that second pack, is the 96 of Nicko. So, again, unsure of the pit strategy on that 96 and what MBR was thinking here. He currently runs in the 8th position as the 33 of Harvey Jones works to the bottom of the track out to the front of this field with the help of the 88 and the 3 and the 72. Down to the bottom of the track jumps the 88 of NM, but not to be outdone is the 3 of Geek Girl Games, as we saw the 660 of Garrett Miller in the pits here. So I'm not sure if Garrett has an issue on that car, but he is also into the pits here. He's going to be shown a lap down right now. We'll try to catch up to the 660. There he is, as we might have the 544 of Frederick Winklevoss may have just blown up here. So Frederick slow. We hear the engine running on the 544. Sounds like that is a very unhealthy car here for the 544 of Frederick Winklevoss. So Frederick goes out of this race. We'll try to catch back up to the front pack. So you saw that, folks. Frederick out of this race. As your leader on the track, the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days. So Ice Cream, who is the career leader in the More Freedom Series for wins with, I believe, 8. She has 3 wins this season. Unfortunately, she has 3 wins, but she has had a rough go this year in the More Freedom Series. I'm looking for her in the points, currently running 25th. 4 DNFs this year for Ice Cream, and just a rough go this year. taking a long breath right there as we have a 4-car breakaway up at the front of the field with the 356, the 33, the 8, and the 88. As NM works to the bottom of the track now underneath the 8 of Moon Bunny, they have that 3-car breakaway. NM is not going to be, he's going to have to have some help by the folks behind him as Ice Cream leads the way here. So Ice Cream leads the way over the 33 of Harvey Jones, the 8 of Moon Bunny, and this front pack running right here. And I'm looking at all the timing and scoring up on the screen right now as we're almost at halfway, folks. Almost at halfway right now, with the 33 of Harvey Jones leading this race. I think we're going to get at least 2 more. Oh, I am seeing Garrett out of the race with an engine valve. So Garrett blew up, and I'm not sure if Frederick is still in the pits. So I'm guessing that Frederick has also is going to go out of this race as well. As I believe next lap we will call it halfway here. Actually, halfway here. So your leader at halfway is going to be the 33 of Harvey Jones. So Harvey leads at halfway. The 72 of Duchess out to the point right now as we got a yellow flag on the track, folks. Yellow flag on the track as it is a race back to the stripe. The leader is probably going to be the 72 of Duchess. She doesn't quite put the 420 a lap down. So Queen of Hearts is saved right there of going another lap down. So Queen barely beats the 72 of Duchess to the line and almost goes another lap down here. So this is going to be a game changer here to finish off this race. Everybody is going to close up. We're going to probably most likely, because we are almost in line for pit stops here. And we are going to watch pit stops happen as your leader is the 72 of Duchess. Second's going to be, as we do see, Frederick does go out of this race. He is going to finish in the 38th position here today. And an unfortunate break again for the 660 of Garrett Miller, who was moving up in the standings over the last handful of races. He had gotten up to 27th in the points. And unfortunately for Frederick, that's going to be a DNF number 5 of the season for him. So we're watching all the cars come down towards pit road here. We're going to see if anybody crazily stays out of the pit and maybe gets that 5 bonus points. But we're seeing the 356 is in, the 72 is in. So we're watching them come down pit road, and it's not going to be for the final time. I believe we're going to have at least one more pit stop here in the More Freedom Series. And so Duchess going right side tires only on that Sugarland Shine Chevy for Douche Motorsports. Fuel going in. We got a bunch of different strategies going on. Left side tires, right side tires. Here comes Melbatos down the front stretch as well. Left side, right sides for the 96. Fuel going into that car. Jumping up here, see if we can catch up with just a gaggle of vehicles here. Just seeing where everything is shaken out here as we're running. just seeing what's going on here as Duchess is just causing mayhem right now. She's meddling with, she is just, everybody's just following her around the track. She was dodging and weaving like it was the last lap there. Everybody's just trying to figure things out right now and get into their positions. So they are just getting radio things from the booth telling them, hey, you need to be in second, you need to be in third. And I believe we're going to get, it's going to figure itself out in just a second. Well, we can go through our current top 10 right now. So your leader is a 72 of Duchess. Second is going to be the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days. Third will be the 33 of Harvey Jones. Fourth will be the 13 of King of the Aces. Fifth will be the 25 of JTM. Sixth will be the 77 of Zip. Seventh will be the 11 of TC Roberts. Eighth will be the 88 of NM. Ninth will be the 8 of Moon Bunny. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 00 of Mudbone. That's how they run right now. Checking in on the 96 of Nicko. I believe he is back to the 17th position right now. So Coda handily has this race and the championship under his belt right now. And let me tell you, historically here at Talladega, Nicko has just had an awful race. He actually lost the championship a couple years ago to the 3 of Geek Girl Games. At this race, came in leading the points and just not sure. They just had a terrible race. And so he is trying to break the Talladega curse here today. And we're going to see with, it's going to be hopefully a double file restart here. And maybe that will help break the curse for the 356 or the 96 of Nicko. As I believe the 13 of King of the Aces is going to start outside second row once they do the split, which might be after this lap. I would assume we're going to get the 1 to go as we watch this beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car, hopefully for the last time here this season in the More Freedom Series. Again, we're race number 36. This is it. This is it, folks. This is going to decide the championship. Is it going to be Nicko? Is it going to be King of the Aces? JTM it does not have a chance right now, but he potentially could. He can't even steal second position from Nick. It's between those two drivers here to finish out this season. And it has been a fantastic year this year. We have had, I want to say, 20 plus winners this season in the More Freedom Series out of 36 races, which is, I think just says a lot about the how the series is ran and how close everybody is, as we got some wild and craziness going on. Oh yeah, the lap cars go into the back of the pack right now, the 49 of Jetman and the 420 of Queen of Hearts. So Jetman in danger of losing the 5th position to the 00 of Mudbone right now. Mudbone with only 1 win this season, but he's got 11 top 10s and 5 top 5s. I do want to highlight the fact that the 710 of Roddy and the 666 of Pistol Pete have successfully gone so far, knock on wood for them, successfully gone this year with no DNFs. I don't remember if we've ever had that happen in a 36 race season. But that is actually an amazing feat because everybody else has at least one. And some people have broken the record for the amount of DNFs that they have in a season. Poor Dash. So we're waiting to see if they do a split here. There we go. They are working... in the split, So Duchess, it slows down a little bit. So Ice Cream's going to get a little bit of a run here on the outside. We'll see if Ice Cream can just get the hammer down and make it around the 72 of Duchess. Still leading the most laps here today is the 88 of NM, but if Duchess leads this next lap, they will be tied. So that beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car is in, hopefully for the final time. Trying to settle this championship here today at Talladega. Leading us down to the restart here is the 72 of Duchess. My heart's pounding. I know their hearts are pounding inside those cars as the green flag is out. We're back underway here at Talladega. Ice Cream with a major jump over the 72 of Duchess. So Ice Cream's going to push out to the front of this field. They've got the hammer down here at Talladega as Ice Cream just absolutely gets a huge jump right there over the 72 of Duchess as the 25 of JTM is working to the bottom line. Here comes the 77 of Zip. So Zip is looking for, I believe, win number 3 of his season and his career here today, as the 356 has a car length right now over the 25 of JTM. It is 3 wide for the third position and positions on back right now as the 25 of JTM working down to the inside now on the 356 of Ice Cream some days. So with the help of the 77 of Zip, the 25 of JTM is going to push out to the lead of this race. That is going to be lap number 1. That might be the first lap. No, I think that's the second lap led right there for the 25 of JTM. I got to take a deep breath as the 25 has now pushed out to the lead of this race. The 13 of King of the Aces trying to work underneath the 8 of Moon Bunny right now with the help of his teammate, the 40 of Veteran Chaos. So again, not the stories that we have going here today at the Talladega Superspeedway as we are trying to crown the champion in the More Freedom Series between the 13 of King of the Aces and the 96 of Nicko. And we are also trying to crown the champion of the team championship between Aces to Z Motorsports and MBR. MBR currently leads the way on the track with the 25 of JTM, but we have 2 Aces to Z Motorsports drivers, the 13 and the 40, bearing down right now as the 40 of Veteran Chaos, who has had, again, you know, he always has a rough season, got 1 win underneath under his belt. He's trying for win number 2. He's actually blocking right now. He is blocking for his teammate, the 13 of King of the Aces, Coda, is going to push out here to the lead, and this is going to be a huge lap led if he can lead a lap here today. As the 96 works to the bottom, it's going to be a 3-wide battle for the lead of this race here, as the 13 is going to lead the race. It's going to be 4 wide at the front of this field. So that is a enormous lap led right now for the 13 of King of the Aces. That is going to give it, oh my goodness, folks. Oh my goodness, you saw that happen. The 13 of King of the Aces gets into it with the 8 of Moon Bunny. We're trying to catch up to him. He has significant right side damage on his Corona Extra Toyota. This could be it, folks. This could be detrimental to his championship hopes right now. He has absolutely got the hammer down. Let's go back and see that replay here for the 13 of King of the Aces. Well, this is an interesting thing here. Coda is going to, you're just going to have to see this. Coda gets into the outside wall. I'm not sure if he has a tire going down, but watch this happen. So steadily falling back right now is that 13 of King of the Aces. And at this point, I mean, we're still going to have another pit stop happening, and Coda is going to try to have to just absolutely hammer down to the front of this field, see if he can get... he is currently running back in the 27th position. He's going to have to gather himself up here and try to work to the front of this field. as the 25 at JTM, and my heart is breaking right now for the 13 at King of the Aces, and I hope that he can just work back to the front of this field and get back up here and try to contend for this championship. And right now, he just has to hope that the 96 has major issues, as if the race ended right now, it's going to be Nicko's championship. But it is a two-car right here at the front of the field between the 25 of JTM and the 96 of Nicko, as Nick is battling for his championship life here in the More Freedom Series. And I'm not sure if what happened, I think Coda just got up into the marbles area. We saw him get real high off the turn as we have pit stops happening. I think that's going to be the final pit stop here today for a lot of these drivers. With 8 laps to go, your leader is going to be the 72 of Duchess. So final pit stops happening here today in the More Freedom Series for this season. As a matter of fact, as we see them working to catch up to the 66 of Hondo right here, as we see some newcomers into the top 10, we see the 70 or the 333, the 47, as they're about to catch up to the 329 and the 11 here. They're going to get around the outside as, oh my goodness, Dash almost makes a dash into the back of his countryman, the 11 of TC Roberts there. I mean, I don't know if you know, but TC's British. As it looks like the rest of the field is coming in here. So leading us down for her final pit stop is going to be the 72 of Duchess. Checking in on that 13 of King of the Aces, currently up to the 13th position. He should be pitting this go-round. So Coda could be, looks like it might be fuel only for the 13 or the 72 of Duchess, 8 laps. So a fuel only stop for the 72 of Duchess. We're going to follow that 13 of King of the Aces as he is pitting behind the 96 of Nicko. Fuel only for the 96 as well. We're going to see if they're beating and banging any of the stuff out. The 96 is down and away. 38 has to get slowed up there, so they do a little bit of repairs on that 13 of King of the Aces. He's not going to be that far behind the 96 here. So this could be a huge deal for the 13 of King of the Aces, as the 96 is finally getting up to speed. Basically, Harvey's pushing Nicko right now. So again, we have to point out the fact that the 13 has led a lap, and we're kind of just in a holding pattern as far as things go, and we're going to see where Duchess shakes out here in just a moment. So if we're going to do some math, and Coda with leading that lap will be up 18 points over the 96, and which means that Nick is going to have to finish even more spots ahead at this point. So we will catch up to who is potentially leading this race, which could be the 72 of Duchess, which I believe will be the 72 of Duchess here. So I believe we have everything sorted out right now. Let's go through your current top 10. Your leader is the 72 of Duchess. Second's going to be the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days. Third will be the 25 of JTM. Fourth will be the 47 of Dash. Fifth will be the 00 of Mudbone. Sixth will be the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Seventh will be the 8 of Moon Bunny. Ninth will be the 40 of Veteran Chaos. And rounding out your top 10 right now is going to be the 77 of Zip, but it looks like the 88 of NM is going to surpass him here. Really, the battle for all the marbles is back here in the 17th position with the 96 of Nicko, who, again, I just am dumbfounded by MBRs. They have just had a rough go this season, and just in general on this 96 and how he pits this car. So the 96 of Nicko is back to or he's up to the 16th position right now. He is trying to work underneath the 33 of Harvey Jones. Coda is back to the 25th position. Let's go jump back there and see what is happening with the 13 of King of the Aces, as he is in a dogfight right now with the 777 of Seabass and the 799 of Mike Check and the 29 of WishboneAttack. So they came out, and listen, if Coda can pull out the championship win here today, you're going to have to put it to his pit crew, who absolutely got him in and out of the pits. And you cannot say enough, because Coda was running way back in like 27th. He came into the pits in, ironically enough, the 13th position after having a fantastic pit in lap. And they were able to just beat the damage out of that car, get his, if he changed tires, they got the fuel in. And he is going to have some help with the 95, the Pink Panther right here. Excuse me, but he's got to put up with, he's got to deal with the 29 of WishboneAttack, who is teammates to that 96 of Nicko. As Wishbone is running right to the back bumper right now. So checking in on that 96 of Nicko, he is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spots up right now. That might be enough. We're not sure yet. We're going to find out when this race ends, but Nicko is caught up with the 49 of Jetman right now. We're going to jump up to the front of this field as we see the 999 of Deviant into the pits, and we're going to catch up with your leader right now, the 25 of JTM. JTM going again for win number 13 of his More Freedom Series stock car racing career. Earlier this week, JTM pulled out the championship in the IROC Series, and he is trying to win the race here today at Talladega he's trying to win the Wishbone Memorial Race. And I will say that, last year it was a very special win as well for the 777 of Seabass and the 00 of Mudbone. Mudbone wins the championship here at Talladega, and he, wins the championship at his father's memorial race. Very special thing for him, and very special for the 777 of Seabass for, this is also in memorial to his mother as well. And so very special for him to win this memorial race. And, anytime that Amish Buggy or MBR can win this race is a very special occasion. So we are watching a battle up here at the front of the field with the 25 of JTM. We've got to keep an eye back here as Nicko has slipped to the 17th position. Coda back to 29th. So that is, you're talking just a handful of points at this juncture. That's going to separate everybody. Oh my goodness. I might have missed the ladies and gentlemen, I missed the white flag. This is going to do it. The winner of the race is going to be the 25 of JTM. So JTM is going to win the WishboneAttack Memorial. I was so caught up in everything that I missed the white flag come out. Why didn't somebody yell at me in the booth? Winner of the WishboneAttack Memorial, the Talladega 100, is going to be the 25 of JTM, win that 3-car breakaway between himself, the 356, and the 72. So what's going to take place now is some maths. So let's just highlight the fact that your winner, let's go through your finishing top 10 real fast. So again, your winner is the 25 of JTM. Second's going to be the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days. Third will be the 72 of Duchess. Fourth will be the 47 of Dash. Fifth will be the 00 of Mudbone. Eighth will be the 8 of Moon Bunny. Sixth will be the 8 of Moon Bunny. Seventh will be the 40 of Veteran Chaos. Eighth will be the 77 of Zip. And ninth will be the 88 of NM. And rounding out the top 10 will be the 34 of Super Snake. So I can tell you right now that The MBR is going to win the points championship here today, I do believe. But what we need to, there's no race next week. And what we need to highlight now is who is going to win this championship here in the More Freedom Series. So we've got to go to the calculator. We got to do some calculations here. Well, race fans, after calculating all the points, with his 18th place finish here today, your winner of the championship for the More Freedom Series in Season 5 is going to be the 96 of Nicko. He is going to win the championship by 6 points over King of the Aces. And if you can only say if Coda hadn't hit the wall and damaged his car, that it would be his championship here today. But let's go through your finishing points for this season. Again, your points champion is the 96 of Nicko. Second's going to be the 13 of King of the Aces. Third will be the 25 of JTM. Fourth will be the 88 of NM. Fifth will be the 00 of Mudbone. Sixth will be the 49 of Jetman. Seventh will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Eighth, tied for eighth, actually, will be the 95 of Zed Brunna and the 72 of Duchess. And rounding out the top 10 will be the 999 of Deviant. So that is a look at the finishing points here today for the More Freedom Series in Season 5. Let's also check in on those team and chassis standings because, like I said in the broadcast, the winner of the team championship for the 5th time in a row will be MBR. They were able to catapult themselves over Aces to Zed Motorsports with that win here today by the 25 of JTM. So MBR is going to leave the team standing. Second's going to be Aces to Zed Motorsports. Third will be Amish Buggy Racing. Fourth will be Douche Motorsports. And rounding out the top 5 will be G3 Motorsports. Chassis standings end as Dodge, Chevy, and Toyota. So let's look at all things points. Let's go to the winner circle. Let's talk to your race winner and your championship winner, the 25 of JTM and the 96 of Nicko. All right, sitting down with your winner today of the WishboneAttack Memorial Talladega 100 is the 25 of JTM. And it was so funny because we talked about this after the race on Monday about how wanting to win the race today. And he comes out and starts, back in the pack, like in the teens or something like that, and ends up coming up here to the front of the field and pulling out a win here today in the More Freedom Series. And JTM, just talk about it with you. And I will point out with your win, you end up that catapults MBR over Aces to Zed Motorsports and wins the team championship. So if you can just tell me about how are you feeling right now after the win, after the season, and especially, winning here for the WishboneAttack Memorial Race.
Dude, it's huge. If there's one race that anybody on MBR or some of those Amish buggy racing guys want to win, it is this race for Wishbone. Huge win. This is the win that any of us guys want to get. And so getting that, it's like the best win of the season. If you didn't win any other race, didn't win a championship, but you win this race, that's the one we want. But it's huge. We got the win. And by getting that win, we got MBR up there to get another championship as well. You had Aces to Zed, you had Amish Buggy Racing going back and forth all season. At one point, it looked like MBR, we weren't even going to go anywhere because Aces to Zed was just dominating, and then Amish Buggy was up there too. So it's just awesome to get this win.
Well, and sitting down here with the champion for the More Freedom Series, Season 5, his second championship in the More Freedom Series, third championship overall, the 96 of Nicko. Nick, just talk about this championship. You came into this race 13 points back. You had a just horrible day in the pits. Your team, just like, I don't know, it's just cursed here at Talladega. Your team just could not get it together in the pits, and you were able to just persevere here. And what did you think when, I'm sure they told you over the radio that King of the Aces had hit the wall and had bounced off the wall. What did you think when you heard that?
Well, I'll tell you what, in life, it's pretty much all about walls and not walls, okay? In life, in front of us, we get put a lot of walls. You got to figure out how to get around the walls. Sometimes there's no walls, and you got to figure out a way to find them, right? You got to find the wall. Okay, today we needed Aces to Z, King of the Aces. We needed them to find a couple walls because we had our own walls, and I'm not a blame guy. All right, I'm not a blame guy. I'm not gonna sit here and say the pit crew did anything wrong. You know what? There's been days where I've got it all over the shop. I'm hitting everything but the pace car, and sometimes even the pace car, and we got to get in there and they're slapping the hood. They're throwing stuff on the car that I didn't even know existed. All right, somehow we're taping her back together. We're getting back out there and we're competing for wins, right? Okay, but today we had to, fix some of the issues we saw on pit road. And it just so happens that one of the ways we fixed that issue was with a wall. Um, and I'm grateful to that wall, frankly, at the end of the day. It was a real help to us and the team, and just super excited that we could bring home another team championship. At the end of the day, it's great looking at that big beautiful trophy and seeing my name on there twice, 2 or 3 times for this beautiful franchise that I'm a part of. But you know what, it's a big team win. We got a great team win, the greatest team win we could accomplish. And all in all, we avoided the disaster today, right? And that's really all that it's about. Some days you're gonna win the race like JTM did, and you're gonna be the best driver out on track. But you don't have to be the best driver out on track every single race. You just got to be in the best position and keep yourself above water, right? And we did that. It's a long season. There are points in time where you look at the lead that Coda had, and you'd think, well, it's about all she wrote, boys. He's about one win or so away, and we're going to have to call it quits, pack her up, and get something done for the suspension for next year, if you know what I'm talking about. But, um, it's a long season. We just hung around a little bit too long. If you're a Aces to Z Motorsports fan, my heart hurts for the boys. They fought real hard this season. They did real well. It comes down to it's like football. It's a game of inches, right? And well, we had a couple more inches this week, and we got her done.
Yeah, I will say, again, 6 points is what separated you and King of the Aces here at the end of the year, and that's 2 or 3 positions on the track, right? Also, I would say, like one of the huge deals, uh, and we talked about this with JTM on Monday, is yeah. So you had 3 poles this season, Nick, and those 15 bonus points are a huge difference. Because Coda had 0 poles this year, and talk about like just going out there every week and like I was thinking in my head just now, you're the career leader in putting your car on the pole. Like you have the most poles of anybody in their career. And what do you do each week to go out and just make try to put your car on the pole, get those 5 bonus points that are obviously come in handy at the end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's all about preparation. The pit crew, the engineers, the mechanics, the people that know way too much about numbers, they set up a car for me that just zips and it moves around the track, and it's got the speed to get me on pole. And yeah, I got to go out there and execute, but like I said, it all comes down to preparation. And we wouldn't be in this position without the pit crew, the engineers, the mechanics. None of that. Without them, we're nothing. We're not getting these poles week in and week out. I don't know the shortest thing about setting up a car. I might be able to use my right foot, my left foot, and my right hand to steer this car around the track, but beyond that, it's all about preparation and it's a team game.
I will say that just looking at like the stats and stuff over this year, um, you got your 1 win right here at the end of the year. Yeah, 7 top 5s, 14 top 10s. That's the most top 10s out of anybody this season. Only 1 DNF, which is an amazing accomplishment. There was actually 2 people with 0 DNFs this year. Roddy and Pistol Pete both had 0 DNFs. But your 1 win this season makes it your let's see, your sixth career win in the More Freedom Series. Those other 5 wins, I believe, came in your last championship season, and I think it goes to show that, you know, like, one, you needed that win down the stretch to pull back within striking distance of King of the Aces, and he had that. I mean, just unfortunate DNF at Indianapolis where he ends up getting in an accident, goes out early going, finishes last. But you know, how does it feel to finally get back into the winner's circle after 3 seasons? And then, you know, just how does it feel to win the championship here at Talladega for the WishboneAttack Memorial Race?
Well, it doesn't get bigger than this. The moment can't be stated well enough. You can't really capture the moment with words. You kind of just, you got to feel it. And this is one of those times where, you're over the moon. I mean, if you were to write a story, film a movie, and like you want to have a Cinderella ending, this is the way to do it. This is the greatest you could feel, the greatest you could imagine it to be. It's almost, sometimes it feels a little, I don't know, how do you put it, like surreal. Feels a little surreal, but we're this is a team and an organization that's driven on excellence and driven on accomplishments. And so there is that expectation that you're going to go in every week and perform. And we don't always win, but like you mentioned, those top tens are really important. We did get that win there. It was so, crucial, but like I said, it's just a surreal feeling. But coming from an organization that, you know, values that success, it's expected, but the feeling is still surreal, and it's still quite an amazing. You never get sick of it. It never gets old, right? No matter how much you expected, it never gets old. But this is again, like I said, the kind of story that is written in a movie.
So just a highlight for the folks back at home. Nick finished 8th this season in the IROC series. He's actually a previous IROC series champion, won season 2 of the IROC series. So he won season 2 of the More Freedom series, comes out the next year, wins season 2 of the IROC series, finished 3rd in the More Freedom series season 3, wins the championship here today. Just to point, just show it, like, just that culture of winning and excellence that Nick was talking about. Between Nick and JTM, they have 21 wins between the two of them. JTM with 13 wins for his career, 40 top 5s, 74 top 10s, and 12 poles. And JTM's also led 401 laps with 7 DNFs over the course of his career, over the 5 seasons in the More Freedom series and all the races in the IROC series. And then when you compare that to Nick, who has, 8 wins, 6 of them in the More Freedom series, 2 of them in the IROC series. He's got 8 wins, 40 top 5s, 75 top 10s. And here's a big stat for the folks at home. Nick has 19 poles for his career. By far the most out of anybody. The closest one is 12 with JTM. He is the close second, if you will, in career poles. So and then Nick is also the career leader in most laps led at 514. So, but and only 6 DNFs. So just to highlight the fact that, that consistency between both of these two drivers that we're sitting down with here at the end of the year is a very important thing. JTM wins 3 races this season, again in the More Freedom series. So any last words from JTM or Nick here, just talking about you're finishing this season and going into season 6 of the More Freedom series?
It was a long season, but you know what? We got to get ready for next season. We gotta mentally prepare. We gotta prepare the cars, and we're gonna go out there next season. We're gonna do it again.
JTM?
Yeah, same thing. We just got MBR's just got to keep going. Keep the car set up for next season, and let's just go out and get a 6th one in a row.
You guys thinking about, like, you got to talk about sponsorships, like that Sonic Dodge, that 25
that
Sonic Dodge. I mean, is Sonic going to be sticking around with you guys, with you next year? After,
Hey.
Listen, you can't fail to mention that Sonic came on board after you had those just terrible races and actually lost your sponsor.
Lost the sponsor. They came on board. We finished like second in the championship. Next year it was like Ghost Energy did terrible. Sonic comes back, and then we go back to winning. Like, Sonic's the car. Like, you can't change that. Looks good, drives fast. Have to have a fast car to win.
Tastes even better.
Cherry limeades. Yep.
Come on now.
What about
we get all kinds of free cherry limeades, any kind of drink you want from Sonic. They just bring it out to the garage for us.
I'm coming down to the MBR haulers
it's a
later.
Fantastic sponsor.
I mean,
they
chili
look
cheese
after us.
dog. Come on now. We got chili cheese dogs like everywhere. I mean, everywhere you look, there's a pork missile.
What about you, Nick? Are you sticking with the True Moo next year? Are they thinking? Are you? Listen, I won a championship. We might have to roll in the more monies.
Brother, I always said this: winners drink milk. All right, winners drink milk. Okay, and we're gonna moo our way to victory lane. Moo out the way, because the MBR team is coming through. We're always in active discussions. We've had a lot of success with different people, and there's nothing like, I'll tell you what, there's not a lot of things that are as good as a victory milk, but man, a victory dart tastes pretty good too, huh?
Well, I wouldn't know, but let's just highlight the MBR season this year, just real quick, and see if I can't add up these totals here. We got 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wins for MBR this season in the More Freedom Series. So that is a pretty stout number. I'm not even going to try on top 5s and 10s, but yeah, so we'll see what happens next year. I know that Aces to Z, Amish Buggy Racing, and Douche Motorsports, and we don't know. There could be some like silly season is coming up. We could see all sorts of different teams. We could have 5 teams with six drivers. We don't know yet, but hey, I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate your champion, the 96 of Nicko, and your race winner, the 25 of JTM, sitting down after this race, and you guys, have fun celebrating these victories, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, save a couple pork missiles for the boys from the 96 team.
Well, we got those. We got the cherry limeades, the ocean waters. We got it all over here. Just come on over.
All right, we'll bring the milk.
Right. And that is an interview from the 96 of Nicko and the 25 of JTM. JTM wins a race here today. Very important race to MBR and Amish Buggy Racing, the WishboneAttack Memorial Talladega 100, and just not just for WishboneAttack, but also a personal note from your announcer for WishboneAttack and our sister who passed away 3 years ago now, and we miss him dearly. And so thank you so much for coming, hanging out. Thanks so much to also your series champion, the 96 of Nicko, for coming and doing that wild interview, as always, with him. And until next time, back here in the More Freedom Series, back in, next February. Take care.